Probably the biggest question I get asked on a regular basis is, how did the Z-Glide come about, or how did you invent the Z-Glide? And actually, we had owned a laser, or I owned a laser, and we were making a lot of plastic parts with it, or guitar parts, pick guards, truss rod covers, back plates, and used it a lot on all this inlay work and pocketing for the inlays. And soon I started thinking about, utilizing the laser and getting a bit more creative and doing engraved bodies and actually do 3D artwork on the guitars. And soon we were using the laser to do croc skin and snakeskin patterns on the bodies. One day I'm looking at a snakeskin body thinking how cool it looks, and I'm like, boy, what if we did that on the neck too? And as soon as I said that, kind of a light went off in my head. I'm like, whoa. Then I started thinking about using the laser to reduce the friction of the neck, come up with a pattern that actually reduces the friction and a better playing neck. Then I started thinking, boy, how tacky and sticky a lacquered neck can be. And I said, if I could reduce about 70% of the neck and it's simply not there, how much better would a neck feel? So immediately I went to the laser and started experimenting with guitar necks and doing laser patterns on it, engraved patterns. And eventually came up with the Z-Glide, and it's been a hit ever since. Here's an example of one of our Delaterra models, and this is the Z-Glide neck. About 90% of the guitars we ship with Z-Glide necks. And all our guitars are shipped to order, so pretty much people order them with the Z-Glide necks. We only sell factory direct, so it's not like people can go into music stores and actually pick them up. So most people who buy a Z-Glide neck are either doing it from the reviews they're reading online, or one of their friends gets a guitar with a Z-Glide neck and they play it, and then they have to have one. This is pretty cool. We actually have our outlet store in the Chicago area, and this is what we use in the outlet store, called a Z-Glide test neck. Basically half the neck is Z-Glided and the rest is your stock cloth neck. And we always have people come in the store and just slide it on their hand to feel the difference, and sure enough, as soon as they get to the lacquered part, their hand kind of stops. So as soon as you show somebody that, they immediately want to play a Z-Glide neck. The other thing people tell me is that the Z-Glide necks are kind of comfortable because they really have that old vintage worn-in feel off the shelf, because they're, you're not sticking to the neck like a brand new guitar. So if you want a neck that really has a broken-in feel, the Z-Glide does that. Another thing we do is we can put engrave people's name in the Z-Glide. This says TSO Paul O'Neill. He's the owner of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and we made some guitars for him. Anyways, here's an example of having your name engraved in a Z-Glide neck. Just about all our guitars can get a Z-Glide neck. We do a lot of set neck guitars. Here's a Stradivita neck, ready to go into a guitar body, and it's already Z-Glided. If you take a close look, we're literally reducing 70% of the surface area. Your hand's only touching 30% of the neck. The rest is air. We actually, in the pattern, we have these little striations going up and down the neck, and that is actually designed to wick moisture from your fingers. So it actually has like a drying effect. So literally helps your hand glide up and down the neck effortlessly. You'll notice right here my Z-Glide necks are patented. No other guitar company in the entire world has a neck that feels like Z-Glide. I've been building my Dean Zelinsky line of guitars with the Z-Glide neck for about 3 years now. We've literally shipped thousands of guitars with Z-Glide necks, and people love them. I urge you to go to deanzelinsky.com, read about the Z-Glide neck. You could also click on the reviews and read hundreds of reviews of players that own guitars with Z-Glide necks, see what they're saying. The only place to get a guitar with a Z-Glide neck is at deanzelinsky.com.